Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. We're in the kitchen today. I'm watering my Phalaenopsis Orchids, and I thought we'd take the opportunity to have a look at each one in turn. We've got some spikes on some. A couple of them have been repotted to just basically make them upright, and we'll have a look and see if they've done okay since then. That was not last time I watered them, the time before I think. Anyway, we'll have a look at each one in turn. I'll get the camera around somewhere near where we can see. I'll put the extra light on this time. I forgot last time we filmed the phals. I have actually got a very bright light that I can bring into play. So we'll bring this down here a bit and sort of round like that, something like that. Let's turn the screen up so I can see what I'm doing. That catches the light. Now I can't see what I'm doing. That'll do, something like that. So same as I always do, we'll take each one off in turn. We'll start off down here. There's very few of these have got a name. There are a couple, but very few, so I won't bother. This is just a mini phal. The fact that this one's actually called H2, the H implies it's Hannah's, not mine, although it's been with me a long time. This one's actually got a spike. When Hannah was down at the weekend, she said, "Oh, that one's got a spike. I can't remember what it looks like." Well, we'll find out. It's got a good root system. It's a reasonably healthy plant. It's growing a new leaf and it has a spike. So I would say that's doing okay. I always try and pour some water over the aerial roots if I can. Some of them take no notice of it and don't hydrate, but these do on this one. But they don't all. Some of them just stay white and they show no signs of absorbing anything at all. To get those to absorb, they'd have to go into soak, I suspect. Right, so that's that one. Next, we've got this little one. This is what I know this is one of Hannah's. This is actually an equestris. It's a pyloric version. I always get that word back to front. This is okay. It's got some reasonable roots considering it's a species, and it is growing a new leaf, and it's doing a lot better than it was. So doing okay. This had hardly any roots at all at one point, so it's grown some roots since that time, and so I am having a quick look for mealy bugs as I go. It's a subtle look, you don't need to see. I just scan them and I either see some or I don't. But, this is one of the bigger ones. This is one of mine. This is one that could do with straightening up a bit. But nonetheless it's not leaning, it's within its pot and the axis of the plant is within the pot, yeah, so it's not tipping over at the moment, and its largest leaf is actually heading in the opposite direction to where it leans, so that's like balancing it out really. Not very good roots on this one, but it's growing a couple of new ones at the moment down here. This one will get in the pot, that one won't because it will run along the leaf, and some of the roots in the pot are branching. So it's doing okay. Can't remember what on earth it looks like, but if it gets a spike we'll find out. It does look like it's got a spike, but it's not, it's a root. Down in there, that's a root. But it's doing okay. It's doing okay. Could do with more roots, but it seems to survive quite well, and it's grown its largest leaf with the root system it's got. So it's doing okay. Now this is just plain water today. It's just a flush through, no feed. Now this one's not happy. What's going on here then? We have a diseased leaf. The one below it is also not so clever. This has got something wrong with it, this one. This is one of my mini phals. It's not a happy plant. The leaf on this side has got black pitted marks. Not too bad, but this leaf has got to come off, and I'm going to take the leaf underneath it off at the same time. And it's not a happy bunny. It's strange, it's got a good root system. It's got a very good root system on it, but these leaves are just not right. Far from it. So we will take them off. I don't normally like cutting Phalaenopsis leaves. I'd rather they dropped off naturally, but there's something very wrong with these, so I would rather they were in the bin rather than sat on the plant. So we'll remove those and have a quick look at what's left. No new leaf coming at the moment, but it's got a good root system. Yeah. Maybe that's a one-off. Who knows? This is one of the mini phals that came from Double H at some point, either as an online purchase or during the visit that we had. Have a look around the nursery. You can find that video if you want. It's quite interesting to look around at probably the only Phalaenopsis nursery in the UK. They don't tend to grow here because it's costs a lot in heating, because obviously it's not warm enough. This is another one from Double H, and this one's got hardly any roots at all. You can see it wobbles as I hold it, so it's got a non-supporting root system, but it does have a spike, and it is growing a new leaf. So the top half of the plant looks like it's trying quite hard, and the bottom half is not keeping up. So it could do with a better root system. But it has got a few roots in there. It's not many, but it's got some. Now this is one of the ones that could do with straightening up. This is one of mine. It's actually got a name. It's Phalaenopsis Split. This came from Burnham's. And it is leaning over quite badly. It could do with straightening up. I'm not going to do it today, but I've got other things to do. Yeah, I mean, it's growing a new leaf. It's got a good root system. It could just do with straightening up, and if it was straightened up, then this would get down in the pot. So it could do with doing reasonably soon. Not a bad plant though, despite it leaning over sideways. Now this is one that has been straightened up, as you can see. It's nice and upright now, and the latest root that's growing will consequently go down in the pot. You've got a job to see the roots now, because where I straightened it up, they're now in the middle of the pot, most of them, but it did have some reasonable roots. It also had the base of the stem cut off, because it had a long woody bit with dead roots coming out. So rather than try and take the dead roots off, I took the bottom of the stem off. So it's had the bottom of its stem removed. It does actually have a spike starting. So we do have a spike coming, and we have a new leaf progressing. So I won't say it's doing okay, because it needs to settle in, and it needs the root system to start growing into into its new position. And that will help bind it in place. But it's not wobbling, it's reasonably firm, so it's okay. That's that one, a couple more on this shelf. And then what I'll do is I'll break off and put all these back, and then we'll start on the next shelf up. Now this is a real miniature. This is Hannah's other mini phal. This really is a small one, and the previous leaf that it grew did not get anywhere near full size, but it does have another one coming. It's got some roots, but it hasn't got many, and this has recently been straightened up to get it back in the pot, because it was hanging over the side. So that's that one. but that really is a miniature. That's one of the smallest phals. Along with the equestris, this is a very small plant. And then last but not least, we've got one that is upright, sort of, but has an awful lot of roots sticking out the top of the pot, but also has a lot in the pot. So it's got a hell of a root system, but it's progressively growing away from the media. Now luckily quite a few of the roots still get down into the media, but this lot here could do with getting down in the pot. To do that, a lot of the roots down in the pot would have to be trimmed, otherwise it wouldn't go in. So I haven't done anything with that one at the moment. Remembering we're still getting cold nights here, to actually do that sort of surgery on this plant, to set it up again so that it can grow better, it would be better to wait till we've got warmer weather. So in this case it would be better to wait for the spring, where we get the longer days through the window and we get the better temperatures day and night. So we'll hold on to that one. It's not leaning so bad as it tips the pot over, yeah, but it is, you can see it is leaning over quite badly. Right, so that's that shelf. I'll close off and come back with the next shelf. Okay, onto the top shelf now. And this is not a happy plant. It grows very wide leaves, short length and wide, but it hasn't got very good roots, and it's not that secure, although the latest root did go down in the pot and has branched, so it's now more secure than it was before. It's just completing its latest leaf, same size as the previous one, both very slightly smaller than the one before, but this one has just lost 2 or 3 leaves, so it's just halved its strength effectively. But it's got some roots and it's still growing. This is another one that came from Double H, so one of their mini phals. One of the biggies now. And again, this is one of mine, and lots of roots in the pot, lots of roots out of the pot, new roots growing, and relatively recently completed a new leaf. The damage on this leaf here, you can see, it's those indentations. That's physical damage done by me. When it was potted up, it was very unstable, so I put a stake down either side of it, yeah, to hold it upright, and a new leaf came out, and the new leaf got sandwiched between the stakes. So that's how that happened. You can see the latest leaf is not damaged. But it's doing okay. It's got good roots inside and outside the pot. Very large plant though. I can't remember what on earth the blooms look like, and it hasn't got a spike on it at the moment. So I've got a feeling that this is a summer bloomer, this one. Can't remember, I'd have to look it up to see when it last bloomed. But it's doing okay, you know, growing okay. But it is a big one. It's so big it won't go down there where the little ones go. Right. Next we have huge big mealy bug down in that leaf joint. Deal with that. It's the first big one I've seen. I mean, I haven't been searching thoroughly this time round, but this time of year they're not making much progress anyway. It's because of the cold nights. But this is growing some roots. This is one of Hannah's, and it has variegated leaves that are quite attractive. Yeah, you see better on that lower leaf. But it's quite an attractive plant, and recently it's perked up. The latest few leaves are a lot bigger, and it has actually got some active root growth now. So this one's picking up. It wasn't doing very well, but it's coming back okay now. But it's got a very nice attractive mottling on the leaves. Now this is the one that we made a point many people said I should have taken it back or sent it back because it had a terminal spike coming straight out the top between the top two leaves. But what it's done, you can see the stump of the spike there. But what it's done is produce new plants. So we've got a new plant coming out here, got another little one here, and we have another one here. So it's growing new side shoots effectively from where the crown was. And they're starting to put on some size now as well. Now potentially they will start to root eventually and we'll get some new roots coming off of them. But it may well bloom, but it isn't at the moment. But it's got some roots and it is growing top growth. Yeah, so it's doing okay. As I say, it's a lot of people, if they knew about terminal spikes, because sometimes it can be the end of the plant. It doesn't produce any side shoots, and it doesn't produce any new leaves at the top, and it doesn't bloom. So it just eventually fades away. That's what happens to a lot of them. But this one is doing okay. Now this is one of Hannah's. This has got a proper name. This is U-Pin Easter Island, it says here. And this one's got marks on the leaves that look like mealybugs, and every time I try and wipe them off, and they don't wipe off because they're marks, they're not actually mealybugs, but it catches me out every time, and it's just done it again. Currently growing a new leaf. Previous leaf was a good size, as was the one before that. It's quite a good plant, got a good root system and active roots. So, you know, we've got active roots growing. So it's doing okay, this one. We've got a spike on this one? No. I've got a feeling that's a summer bloomer as well. If it blooms true to form, it was bought at the, what do you call it? The NEC, which is a summer show. It's in June. Well, if it was in bloom then, and it stays true to that form, that pattern, then it's a summer bloomer. So that's when it was in bloom when we got it, although it could have been forced into bloom with various types of feed and lighting and temperatures that the trade use. I see a couple of mealybugs on there. We're finding a pattern here. The mealybugs seem to be doing better on the top shelf rather than the bottom shelf. It's probably because it's fractionally warmer. Hot air rising. This is just another one of the double H fowls. Not very good roots, but it's got some and it's growing some new ones, and we have a nice spike. So I would say that one's probably going to be pink. We've also got a branch on here. So it's doing okay. Have some flowers soon. Keep my eye on the flower spikes once the buds start to form, because that's where the mealybugs hang out, right at the base of the buds, and that can often make the buds blast. So keep your eye out if you have mealybugs around. The base of your flower buds are where they hang about. Rub them off, physically remove them and squash them. Don't let them get anywhere near the buds. If they stay there for any length of time, they'll take all the strength and energy out of those buds, and then that will be their lot. You know, the bud will fail. This is very limp, this plant. So its roots are not functioning as well as they should, but then it hasn't got many, so. Oh, and now we've got one in flower. And this was a bit special because when I ordered the mini fowls, I did a potluck where you get 4 plants with random colours, and basically, hang on, Mojo needs to go out, I'll be back. Right, where was I? Right, this one's actually in, the flowers have actually opened on this spike. This one's got good roots, got plenty of nice roots in the pot, and some aerial ones. This bottom leaf is dying. That's just dropping an old leaf. There's nothing spectacularly wrong, it's just doing that. And its latest leaf is grown up to the same size as others, so it's got a full-size leaf on it. And this one's a bit special for me because out of all the ones I got from the Mathers, not Mathers, the Double H nursery, this is the only yellow one, and I'm well pleased with that because it's a lovely version of yellow. It's a nice coloured yellow, and then the lip is a much deeper yellow. You often get these smaller yellow ones have a red lip, and I'm just not keen on that combination. It's just a bit stark, a bit harsh. But I do like that one. Very attractive blooms. And a good root system and a nice strong new leaf just produced. So that one's doing well. Doing fine. Now this leaf that's dying naturally, I won't attempt to take that off. It will fall off on its own. And when it does that, it's quite good the way the plant is a survival thing. Effectively, the leaf joint, where it's about a centimetre from the plant, there's a joint, and that joint will dry and then the leaf will fall, which means the joint that's still on the plant is already dry and hardened off, and infections and things can't get in. Whereas if you cut it, you've left a raw cut where infections could get in. That's where you put your cinnamon on. If you're that way inclined. Right, this is the last one in here. There is one more that's not in here. And there's a load of mealybugs down in that leaf joint too. Gotcha. Is that it? No, other side as well. Right, and this one's also got a spike. That looks like it's going to do a branch down there. That's a blasted blood. A blasted bud, so we'll take that off. Then we check for our mealybugs at the base of the buds and the base of the stems. We've checked the leaves. Now this one's got reasonable roots. They're relatively new, but it has got some reasonable roots. And its latest leaf is larger than any leaves that were produced before. So that means it's a happy plant basically, and it's produced a spike. So we will get some blooms on that one soon. Right, so that's that one done. I'm going to push these back out of the way. We'll see why in a minute. Because there's one more, and it's not in here because there isn't room for it anymore. So I'll go and get it. That's this monstrosity. This is the one from my son Tony. Now this one has got good roots. We take the rock off because it weighs a ton. That's to stop it falling over basically. So it's got good roots. There's plenty of them in the pot. Let's get it round where you can see. So we've got a good root system, plenty of roots coming out, new ones growing. It's maturing a new leaf, not as big as the previous one, which is a bit disappointing, but it's doing okay. You know, it's a very, very large plant. These leaves are huge. That leaf is probably 13, maybe 14 inches long, and then you've got another one the other side 12 inches long. So, you know, okay, they arch over slightly, but this is a big plant and currently in spike. And these blooms are very prone to getting mealybugs on the back at the base of the petals and sepals. This first bloom here had two big ones there the other night, and they were sprayed, so they're gone now. But I didn't get chance, because of where it was, to look at the blooms the other side. And they're actually okay at the moment. So yeah, not so keen on those blooms, but each to their own. Everybody's got their own tastes. That's not to my taste particularly, but nonetheless they're large blooms and they're a nice colour. So I've got some good things to say about them. Just personally not too keen on the patterns, but you know, Burnham sell a lot of these. They're obviously very popular, but this one's had to find a home in the lounge at the moment because it's not working out here anymore. Because the way the spike came out, the plant, these leaves have to hang over the back of the shelf so that the spike comes out the front of the shelf. And it's got so big now that to get these leaves out the back of the shelf and not touch the glass, which would burn them with cold, yeah, on cold nights, the front of the pot, even with the rock, is hanging off the edge of the shelf precariously. So I decided it doesn't live out here anymore. It lives in the lounge. So I'm just going to plonk it down here for a minute. I have a few places I can put it down. I can put it down flat. Right, so that's the Phalaenopsis. A look at those. We don't look at them very often. There will be a few to repot, and I've just thought I've just wasted an opportunity. That one that I said needs straightening up, yeah? Was it one of these? Or was it one on the bottom shelf? Yes, it was that one over there. I said it needed straightening up. I need a video for the higher tiers, a members only video, like within the next couple of days. It is due, so I'll probably film that. But that goes as well as, not instead of. But that will be an ideal short video to actually do for the higher tiers. Because like on YouTube, I think that's only 3 or 4 people. And on the Patreon site it's a few more, but together it's like less than a dozen people. I'm doing a video for less than a dozen people. So I tend to use short ones, and that would make a good one. Just get it out of the pot, inspect the roots, trim off anything that needs to be trimmed off, and then reset it back in the pot in a nice upright position. So I might even film that later today. I've got the RO unit on at the moment, so I have to keep my eye outside. We don't want a flood. We've got enough flipping rain out there and water. So anyway, a look at the Phalaenopsis, and thanks for dropping by and all that, and thanks for supporting the channel with all your various means, and I'll see you next time.